Welcome to the Animals House, everyone. Today I'm starting a concrete project outside. I'm going to walk you through how I'm going to choose to go about getting a concrete slab right outside the shed. Here we go. So the first thing I need to do here is, this is the edge of where I've got gravel, and there's a firm base underneath this gravel down a couple feet. It's got gravel, sand, all the, breaker rock, that kind of thing. But over on the edge here where my line was, I just had clay and then probably about a foot of topsoil is what it turned out to be. So the first thing I'm looking to do is remove all that topsoil. If I don't get rid of that topsoil every single time we go through a freeze-thaw cycle, that concrete's going to heave and because of the moisture and the dirt. And so I've got to make sure I get that topsoil out of there. So I basically get down to the clay after about 12 inches and I scratch the surface to the point where I can see the clay. And then once I see the clay, I just stop digging. And then I roll my topsoil pile over. And then the next thing we're going to do is we're gonna load it up onto the dump trailer, and then we're gonna ride it over to an area where I'm gonna store the topsoil. It's very dry. Normally when I've got soil conditions this dry, I would be talking to you in the month of July or August, but we just had a really dry spring here, so we're getting at this right away. I've got this dump trailer insert, and basically I've got it on the small trailer. I've got it loaded up. I'm going to take small loads because I don't want to make ruts in the grass, even though I do know it is dry, but no need to rut up the lawn and make more work for yourself. So we're going to go dump this off now. So I made this dump trailer pretty much for this reason. It's versatile. I can put it on the small trailer and take small loads, or I can put it on the big trailer and I can get 5 tons of gravel on there and tow it down the road 60 miles an hour. I really like it. There's another video I have for that if you feel like paying attention to the dump trailer, but it's a lot of work. It took me a lot of time, but I really appreciate not having to do all this manual labor. You can tackle projects that are so much bigger when you don't have to rely on manpower to do all of the work for you. So now we're going to get through the next phase, filling the hole back up with gravel. All right, we made some progress here. Let's take a look at what we've done. I laid down the breaker rock after taking the topsoil. We kind of covered that already. And then I basically put like 8 inches worth of breaker rock in there. And then I came up again with another like 4 to 5 inches worth of like road gravel, like 3/4 inch dense base course. And then the top like 1.5 inches is a real easy material to work with, like lime screenings. Some people would use sand. I had some lime screenings laying around. So I basically compacted this every 4 to 6 inches, and the breaker rock, or the 3-inch minus, whatever you want to call it, that did go down a little bit, kind of settled into place. I didn't need to water that. But when I got to the gravel, it's very dry around here right now. So I added a lot of water to that, and then basically I'm using a compactor here. This is a super old Ingersoll Rand compactor. This thing is a beast. This thing's like 300 to 400 pounds. I can't lift this thing without the tractor. But once that thing gets going and starts pounding, it really tightens up the base. So over here, we got everything leveled out. As far as leveling for the heights, what I used is an optical transit. So the optical transit is just kind of set up over there. And then, you sit like this, and somebody's got to read what it is. And as long as it reads the same all the way around, you're good. I figured out what pitches I wanted for coming off. I'm going to make this level, and I'm going to make this in 2 pours. I'm kind of doing this like as a little bit of a test, where this is going to be my first time mixing a full slab worth of concrete, versus having a truck do it. So I figure I'm gonna have like 7 or 8 batches that I'm gonna have to make in order to do this. And just in case the weather doesn't cooperate, or just in case I have a breakdown or some kind of a problem, I figured I would do a 10 by 10 section twice. So I've got to get the rebar set up here. Otherwise, I've got this thing all squared up, staked up, and I am ready to go. So next time you'll see us, we'll be pouring concrete. For concrete, what we did is we used a 3-point mixer on the back of the tractor. It takes me 6 batches to get 1 yard of concrete using that mixer. So I mix up the concrete, I get it all laid out, we get it finished, and we put a little roller texture finish on it at the end that you'll see a little bit later. Then we poured the second one and decided to lay out all of the dirt, get the grass planted, and get that thing all rolled down nice so that nature could do its work. Then, after I got these pads down, I decided that I was going to make these into bunkers for gravel and sand or topsoil or mulch or whatever I decided to do with them over the years. So I went and I got some block. I put in some rebar pins to tie everything to the slab, mixed up some mud. I got the layers down, filled them up with concrete partially, and then I finished out the rest of the courses and topped it all off, filled them up with concrete. I also painted it, and I put a little custom sealer, like color sealant on, and boy, this turned out really, really nice. Hey, if you liked the episode, remember to click for me, and if you haven't already, please subscribe, and I'll see you on the next episode of Animals House.